This security camera footage captured a fatal mistake in warehouse operations. Due to extreme carelessness, a forklift was used to move a load that far exceeded the machine's rated capacity. In an attempt to counter the forklift tipping forward, one worker recklessly climbed up and sat on top of the load, while another hung onto the rear, using their own bodies as a counterweight. However, the laws of physics do not tolerate such dangerous miscalculations. In just a split second as the forklift moved, the load lost balance and crashed backward, violently throwing the worker who was sitting on top onto the ground, flat on his back. This is a costly lesson. Never use human life to compensate for inadequate equipment, because the price is simply too high. This security camera footage captured a deeply disturbing workplace incident, serving as a stark warning to anyone who operates heavy machinery. Instead of fully shutting the system down for inspection, the worker acted with dangerous complacency by stepping into a high-risk zone while the rock crusher was still running. In just a single moment of inattention, the machine's uncontrolled operation led to an unforeseeable tragedy. We can clearly see a heavy object suddenly collapse from above, crushing everything beneath it and striking the worker standing directly below. The deafening impact leaves viewers shaken by how fragile human life truly is. Remember this: in workplace safety, there is no room for carelessness or just finishing up. One small mistake is all it takes for the price to become irreversible regret. Watch this video closely. It captures a horrifying workplace accident caused by haste and complacency. Instead of following proper safety procedures, the worker operated the metal cutting machine too aggressively, completely losing control of equipment spinning at extremely high speed. In a split second of inattention, the powerful kickback sent the metal bar and cutting blade flying off their path, striking directly into a danger zone. The shock is unmistakable as everything collapses and the scene descends into chaos within just a few seconds. This is a hard warning for anyone working with sharp tools. Saving 1 second can cost a lifetime. Never trade your safety for momentary convenience. Machines never forgive mistakes. This security camera footage captures a terrifying moment, one that every auto repair worker should take as a serious lesson. We see a mechanic inflating a tire, but due to complacency and poor control, the air pressure exceeds the tire's safe limit. In an instant, the massive pressure causes the tire to explode, like a bomb right in front of him. The violent blast sends debris flying and strikes the mechanic directly, knocking him backward and leaving him unconscious as bystanders look on in shock. The chaotic scene and scattered fragments are brutal proof of how destructive this kind of accident can be. Remember, the line between a finished job and a disaster comes down to caution and strict adherence to safety specifications. Never play games with pressure. This security camera footage captures a horrifying moment, a costly lesson in following safety rules when working around heavy trucks. We can clearly see the worker's extreme carelessness as the truck has not fully stopped, yet he rushes into the narrow gap between the truck bed and the barrier to perform a task. At that very moment, pressure from the cargo or movement of the vehicle causes the rear bed to suddenly shift, forming a deadly clamp. In a split second, his entire body is crushed between the heavy metal structure and the truck, leaving onlookers frozen in shock. The accident happens so fast that the victim has no chance to escape. This is a stark warning. In environments involving heavy vehicles, one rushed second or one careless moment can cost a life. Never put yourself in a dangerous position before machinery has come to a complete stop. This security camera footage captures a horrifying moment at a railway crossing, where the line between life and death is measured in mere seconds. Despite the warning signals blaring relentlessly, the driver's carelessness leads to an unavoidable tragedy. We can see the vehicle deliberately crossing the tracks just as the train comes barreling forward at terrifying speed. In the blink of an eye, the massive steel giant, weighing thousands of tons, slams directly into the vehicle, crushing it and dragging it hundreds of meters amid clouds of dust and the screeching roar of violent impact. The devastated scene stands as the harshest warning for anyone still tempted to save 1 second at a railway crossing. Remember, trains cannot stop instantly, and the price of impatience may be your life and the lives of those around you. Safety must always come first. This security camera footage captures a breath-holding confrontation between human frailty and overwhelming weight. As the massive cargo begins to lose balance and topple over, instead of fleeing immediately to save his own life, the worker chooses to fight it, trying to push it back with sheer human strength, hoping to prevent the collapse. But human effort is no match for gravity and momentum. In an instant, that desperate attempt backfires. Not only does he fail to save the load, he is violently thrown backward by the crushing mass, slamming flat onto the hard ground. A common yet extremely dangerous mistake, valuing property over life. This is a costly reminder for anyone at work. When an accident begins to unfold, your first priority must be escape. Property can be replaced, a human life cannot. This dash cam footage captures a horrifying chain reaction crash caused by reckless speed. The vehicle with the camera completely loses control, traveling far too fast and failing to react when traffic ahead begins to slow down. The result is a devastating rear-end impact, generating a terrifying force that traps the passenger car in the middle in a deadly vice. In a split second, the small vehicle is crushed entirely between two massive blocks of steel, mangled beyond recognition. The sound of shattering metal and the wreckage-strewn scene stand as a costly warning to anyone behind the wheel. Never gamble with speed or safe following distance. One moment of carelessness on the highway can steal the lives of innocent people in the blink of an eye. Drive with both your heart and a clear, focused mind. This security camera footage captures a haunting workplace accident, rooted in complacency during what seemed like the simplest of tasks. Instead of carefully checking the condition of the cargo inside, the worker hastily opened the truck door while a large load had not yet been properly secured. The moment the door swung open, pressure from the massive, unstable cargo caused it to collapse downward like a falling mountain. Standing too close and without any safety buffer, he had no chance to react and was violently thrown backward, slamming flat onto the hard concrete floor. The sudden fall, combined with the brutal force of impact, serves as a stark warning to anyone working in warehouse environments. Never skip safety checks before taking action. A little haste, a little carelessness, can turn an ordinary workday into a tragic accident. This security camera footage captures a heart-stopping moment, a costly lesson for anyone who steps onto the road. We can see the woman crossing the street with little awareness, her mind seemingly elsewhere instead of on the stream of vehicles speeding past. In a split second of carelessness, she steps directly into the blind spot of an oncoming vehicle. The screech of burning brakes echoes, followed by an unavoidable impact that throws the victim onto the road, leaving bystanders frozen in shock. The aftermath of this accident is a harsh warning. The line between safety and tragedy can be as thin as a single glance over the shoulder. Never gamble your life on negligence, because on life's journey, there is no room for regret. Look carefully, slow down for a moment, and protect yourself and those around you.